Hello, my name is Reuben Ganz, and I'll be reading for Tom in the Glass Menagerie.
Let me tell you.
I don't want to hear any more.
No, you will hear me.
No, I won't hear any more. I'm going out.
You come right back in.
Out, because I'm sick
Come
and
back
tired.
here, Tom Wingfield.
Oh, go to hell.
Tom, you are going to listen, and no more insolence from you. I am at the end of my patience.
What am I supposed to be at the end of? Aren't I supposed to have any patience to reach the end of, Mother? I know. It seems unimportant to you what I'm doing, what I want to do. There being a little difference between them. Don't you think that maybe
I think that you've been doing things that you're ashamed of. That's why you act like this. I don't believe that you go out to the movies every night. Nobody goes out to the movies night after night. Nobody in their right minds goes to the movies as often as you pretend to. People don't go to the movies at nearly midnight, and movies don't let you out at 2 a.m. Come in stumbling, muttering to yourself like a maniac. You get 3 hours of sleep, then go to work. Oh, I can picture how the way you're doing down there. Moping, doping, because you're in no condition.
No, I'm in no condition.
What right have you to jeopardize your job? Jeopardize the security of us all? How do you think we'd manage if you were?
You think that I'm crazy about the warehouse? You think I'm in love with continental shoemakers? You think I want to spend the next 55 years of my life down there in that Celotex interior with fluorescent tubes? I'd rather somebody picked up a crowbar and battered out my brains than go back mornings. But I go. Every time you come in here yelling that goddamn rise and shine, I think to myself, how lucky dead people are. But I get up, I go. For $55 a month, I give up everything I've ever dreamed of doing or being, ever. And you say self? Self's all I ever think of? If self was all I ever thought of, Mother, I'd be where he is. Gone. As far as the system of transportation reaches. Don't grab at me, Mother.
Where are you going?
I'm going to the movies.
I don't believe that lie.
I'm going to opium dens. Yes, opium dens. Dens of vice and criminals' hangouts, Mother. I've joined the Hogan gang. I'm a hired assassin. I carry a Tommy gun and a violin case. I run a string of cat houses in the valley. They call me Killer. Killer Wingfield. I'm leading a double life. A simple, honest warehouse worker by day, by night, a dynamic czar of the criminal underworld, Mother. I go to gambling casinos. I spin away fortunes on the roulette table. I wear a patch over one eye, and sometimes I put on false whiskers. Sometimes I put on green whiskers. On those occasions, they call me El Diablo. I can tell you things that would make you sleepless. My enemies plan to blow up this place. They're going to blow us all sky high, and I'll be glad, very happy, and you will too. You'll go up on a broomstick over Blue Mountain with 17 gentlemen callers, you ugly, babbling old witch. One crack, and it falls through.
Tom, what are you doing?
I'm looking for a door key.
Where have you been all this time?
I have been to the movies.
All this time at the movies?
It was a very long program. There was a Garbo picture, and a Mickey Mouse, and a travelogue, and a newsreel, and a preview for coming attractions. Oh, and there was also an organ solo and a collection for the Milk Fund. Simultaneously, which resulted in a terrible fight between a fat lady and an usher.
Did you have to stay through the entire thing?
Of course. Oh, I forgot. There was a big stage show. And the headliner on this stage show was Malvolio the magician. He performed most wonderful tricks, including pouring water back and forth between two pitchers. First, it turned to wine, and then it turned to beer, and then turned to whiskey. And I know it was whiskey it finally turned into because he needed someone to come up from the audience to help him. And I came up. Both shows. It was Kentucky Straight Bourbon. He was a very generous fellow. He gave souvenirs. He gave me this. This is his magic scarf. You can have it, Laura. You wave it over a canary cage and it turns into a goldfish bowl. Then you wave it over a goldfish bowl and they fly away. Canaries. Oh, but the wonderfulest trick of all was the coffin trick. We nailed him into a coffin and he got out without removing one nail. Now, there's a trick that would come in handy for me. Get me out of this 2x4 situation.
Tom, shh.
What are you shushing me for?
You'll wake up Mother.
Goody. Get her back for all those rise and shines. You know, it doesn't take much intelligence to get yourself into a nailed up coffin, Laura, but who in hell ever got themselves out of one without removing one nail? I didn't go to the moon. I went much further. For time is the longest distance between two places. Not long after that, I was fired for writing a poem on the lid of a shoebox. I left St. Louis. I descended the steps of this fire escape and followed from then on in my father's footsteps, attempting to find in motion what was lost in space. I traveled around a great deal. The city swept about me like dead leaves that were brightly colored but torn away from the branches. I would have stopped, but I was pursued by something. It always came upon me unawares, taking me altogether by surprise. Perhaps it was just a familiar bit of music. Perhaps it was a tiny piece of transparent glass. Perhaps I'm walking down the streets of some strange city before I found companions. I passed the lighted window of a shop where perfume is sold. The window is filled with pieces of colored glass, tiny transparent bottles in delicate colors like bits of a shattered rainbow. Then all at once my sister touches my shoulder. I turn around and I look into her eyes. Oh, Laura, I tried to leave you behind, but I was more faithful than I intended. I reach for a cigarette. I cross the street. I run into the movies or a bar. I buy a drink. I talk to a stranger. Anything that can blow your candles out. For nowadays the world is lit by lightning. Well, blow out your candles, Laura. And so, goodbye.